Should you hire a coach? If you've been thinking about hiring a coach for more than a few weeks now, and nothing in your life has actually changed, this video is for you. Because at some point, the problem isn't that you need more information. The problem is that you haven't made a decision. And that delay is costing you time, money, and momentum that you're never going to get back. I want to be specific about who I'm speaking to. You're not lazy. You're not clueless. You're actually doing pretty well. Solid job, good income. You're capable. You think deeply about your career, your future, and what you're building, but something's still off. There's a decision that you've been sitting on. Maybe it's your career direction. Maybe it's launching something new. Maybe it's stepping into a bigger version of what you're already doing. And you keep telling yourself, I just need a little more clarity. Let me think through it a bit more. I'll give it some time. But weeks turn into months, even years, and you're at the exact same place. I don't think you want to see yourself in the same place a decade apart. The world where that was a countable path is gone. The world is changing around us faster than it ever has, and staying put comes with a higher cost. Here's the truth that most people don't want to hear. You don't need more clarity. You need to make a decision, because clarity doesn't come from thinking, it comes from movement. If you've been stuck in the same loop for months, you're not thinking your way forward. If you're playing the game, you will be getting feedback, and you will be able to know within days or weeks what is working, not months. You're thinking your way in circles. And that's exactly where coaching becomes powerful. Not because someone has all the answers, but because the right person forces you to move and holds you accountable when you don't. Let me give you a simple way to understand this. Think about tennis. If someone is starting out, sure, you can watch YouTube videos, practice on your own, and get decent. What happens when this person actually wants to get good? They get a coach. And here's the key. A tennis coach doesn't stand around during a match telling the player exactly what to do every second. They don't say, hit it here, move there, swing now. That's not how it works. Instead, the coach spends their time preparing the player. They refine their technique. They sharpen their decision making. They help them recognize the patterns so that when the player is in the match, they can make better decisions in real time. And then after, they review, they adjust, they improve. That's how the player gets better. Now, here's why that matters for you. You are already in the game of your life and your career. You're making decisions every day. The question is, are you making the best decisions that you're capable of? Or are you just going with what feels right in the moment, based on the limited perspective that you've lived so far? And that's what most people do. This is what coaching does. It doesn't play the game for you. It prepares you to play at a higher level. I want to be upfront about something. I hire coaches. I've invested real money, tens of thousands of dollars in coaches through my own career. And honestly, most were okay. A couple of times they were a waste of time. But the right ones completely changed my trajectory. My income improved, my thinking sharpened, and I stopped wasting months on problems that I could solve in weeks. The biggest shift wasn't information. You can get that anywhere. It was having someone on the inside who could see what I couldn't, and then push me to move before I felt ready. Every time I invested in coaching at the right moment, it's returned multiple times over. This is why I take it seriously, and that's why I do it. Let me clear something up, because people constantly confuse this. Coaching is not therapy, even though there are a few moments they look a little similar. Therapy is about processing the past. Coaching is about building the future. A good coach will use reflection, but only enough to create action. A coach is not there to let you sit in your thoughts for another 6 months. A coach is an accelerator and will push you. They're there to challenge the thinking that's keeping you stuck, call out blind spots you can't see for yourself, and help you execute faster than you would alone. That's the difference. And that's why people who already have skills, drive, and experience benefit the most from it. You're not starting from zero. You just need someone who can help turn what you have into real results. Here's the pattern I see over and over. People wait to feel 100% certain before they move. And on the surface, that seems responsible, reasonable. But I think it's actually fear dressed up as patience. Because real decisions don't come with certainty. They always come with some risk. So instead of moving, people consume more content. They watch more videos, read more articles. They take more notes. And they convince themselves that they're working on it. But they're not. They're avoiding the real work that needs to be done. And the longer you sit in that space, the harder it becomes to move. Because now you've built a habit of hesitation. And habits don't break themselves. Changing a habit is actually one of the hardest things humans can do. Most people would rather wait to stay where they are until the pain of staying where they are is worse than the change. That could be a while. Here are 7 signs that coaching would actually move the needle for you right now. 1. You've been thinking about the same decision for months. Same thoughts, no action. 2. You're trying to do something you've never done before and expecting yourself to figure it out alone. 3. You start things, but you don't follow through. Not because you're incapable, because you lack structure. 4. You know what you should be doing, but you're not doing it. That gap is exactly where coaching lives. 5. You keep consuming content instead of executing, learning, but not moving. 6. You're successful on paper, but something internally still feels off. And 7. You feel the urgency, time is passing, but you don't have a clear direction to move in. If 2 or 3 of these landed, coaching will likely be the highest leverage investment you will make this year. I get it. Coaching isn't cheap. And many of you haven't invested in yourself in a serious way since you were in college. We no longer live in a world where 4 years at a university, sitting in a large lecture hall and taking exams equals a lifetime of stability. That way is gone. The concepts of education, formation, and practice are still very important. Most of us just have to do it differently now. And not everyone watching this needs a coach right now. If you're already taking consistent action, keep going. If you're disciplined, executing, and making progress, stay focused. If you're just looking for motivation, content like this might be enough for you. If you're just scraping by and you can't see too far down the line, this may not be the time for coaching for you. But if you've been stuck in the same loop for a while, and you already know that, then this isn't a sign that you need to think harder. It's a sign you need outside pressure, structure, and accountability. For me, the real shift came when I stopped trying to solve everything alone. I had the skills. I had the traditional Mexican work ethic. What I didn't have was direction, and someone to hold me to it. I was spending months trying to solve problems I didn't fully understand on a timeline that kept stretching. I wasn't seeing much progress. Now, coaching didn't magically fix all of that overnight, but it forced me to make decisions faster, take action sooner, and correct course in real time instead of wasting time. That's what changed my trajectory. So if you're watching this and you've been thinking about it for a while, you probably don't need more information. You need a decision. You have the freedom to keep sitting in the loop, or you can move. If you want help making that move with someone who's going to push you, hold you accountable, and actually help you execute, the link is below. Take a look and let's talk. If you don't work with me, I hope you can find a coach that can help you. Here are some of the things I hear when people are wanting to delay it. I don't have time right now. I hear this one constantly. But here's the honest reframe. The reason you don't have time is exactly the reason you need coaching. Coaching isn't intended to add to your load. It cuts the wasted motion, the second guessing, the wrong priorities, the months spent on things that don't move the needle. Most of my clients get time back, not less. I should be able to figure this out by myself. Maybe. But the question isn't whether you're capable. The question is, how long are you willing for it to take? The most successful people I know invest in coaching not because they can't figure it out, but because they understand the cost of figuring it out slowly and spinning their wheels. What if I invest and it doesn't work for me? That's a real concern and worth taking seriously, which is why before we work together, we talk. I want to understand where you are and what you're trying to build, and whether I can actually be the right fit for you. I don't take on clients I don't think I can help. So this call isn't a typical sales call. It's a filter for both of us. If you're still watching, you already know you need to do something different. The information isn't the problem, the decision is. So make one. The link is below. Book a call. Let's figure out if this is the right move for you. And if it is, let's move fast. My name is Chris Almanza, coach and speaker. I wish you peace and success. God bless.